I've come to realize that so many of us settle for mediocrity, for average, for good enough. But I want to ask you, have you ever stopped to think about what could be possible if you demanded God's best for your life? I'm not talking about just getting by or living a comfortable but unfulfilling life. I'm talking about living a life that's full, that's purposeful, that's abundant. One of the biggest obstacles that holds us back from demanding God's best is our own limiting beliefs. We think things like I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve it. We believe that we're not capable of achieving great things, that we're not talented or smart enough. We think that we're just ordinary people, living ordinary lives, and that God's best is only for the special few. But that's not true. God's best is available to everyone, regardless of our background, our education, or our past mistakes. Another fear that holds us back is the fear of failure. We're afraid to take risks, to step out in faith, because we might fail. We might look foolish, we might lose something or someone important. But I want to ask you, what's the worst that could happen? That you try and fail? That you take a risk and it doesn't work out? But what if it does work out? What if you take that leap of faith and you land on your feet, stronger and wiser than before? We also get held back by the fear of what others might think. We're afraid that if we start demanding God's best, people will think we're arrogant, or selfish, or entitled. We're afraid that they'll think we're trying to be better than everyone else, that we're somehow superior. But here's the thing, God's best isn't about us, it's about Him. It's about His power, His love, His desire to bless us and use us for His glory. And sometimes, we just don't know how to do it. We don't know what demanding God's best looks like in our daily lives. We don't know how to pray, how to trust, how to have faith. We feel like we're stuck, like we're just going through the motions, and we don't know how to break free. The Bible is full of stories of people who demanded God's best, who stepped out in faith and trusted in His promises. Abraham, Moses, David, Daniel, they all had to trust in God, to believe that He would deliver on His promises. And He did. He always does. When we have faith, when we trust, when we expect great things from God, He shows up. He shows us His power, His love, His presence. When we demand God's best, we're not being selfish, we're being obedient. We're saying, God, I trust You. I trust that You want the best for me, that You have a plan to prosper me, not to harm me. We're saying, I want to live a life that honors You, a life that reflects Your glory and Your power. And when we do that, when we take that step of faith, God shows up. God's best isn't just about us, it's about the people around us. It's about the impact we can have, the lives we can touch, the difference we can make. When we demand God's best, we're not just changing our own lives, we're changing the lives of those around us. If you've been inspired by this video, if you're ready to demand God's best for your life, I want to hear from you. Share your story, share your struggles, share your triumphs. Let's encourage each other to believe in and actively seek God's best for our lives. And don't forget to check out my other motivational videos for more inspiration and encouragement.